Hello. That is a key to a 916 ASSA 700. Damn, there's some keys wearing out, I guess. Kind of had to push up on it a bit, but there's the key. There's the key working the lock. I've done this lock before, but I've just figured I'd go ahead and do it again, and then do like a proper pick and gut of it, because something always seems to go wrong in the gutting process. So I almost feel like I'm jinxing myself starting off with a single turner. I'm almost afraid that I was a little too aggressive with number 5. Okay. That is the tapered spools. I think that's the best way to go after this lock, is to look at it like you're just picking 3 different locks. You got to pick a 3-pin pin tumbler with taper spools or taper pins, and then a 4-pin tumbler with spool pins, and then a 4-pin with gin spools. I almost accidentally reset myself right there. Oh no, I'm sorry. I meant to have a video like this. I knew I was forgetting something because it took me less than 6 minutes to get the video started. My apologies. I'm a little distracted. Just been a rough day. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch to a 23 thousandths bare bones. This is one of the gym bones. I like these, like, real skinny tipped gym picks. and where it's so precise there, it really, like, I prefer a thinner pick, but that the way that's made, it makes up for the additional thickness in a lot of ways. And it being much stiffer, as thick as you can get away with seems to be best with anything ASSA, to be honest. Except for maybe if it was completely taper pins, I don't know. This isn't good. Woo! I'm not gonna lie, I was getting kind of nervous there. I'm not exactly sure what that got hung up on. Number 4. I think we just kicked it in. Ah, shucks. I heard something down here click. It made me nervous. So that should have went forward more. I'm about to switch back to a thinner pick because I've kind of run into some kind of trouble here. Like it's acting almost like a torpedo is in there, but it's not great. Okay. So see, a lot of times I'll pick this, right, and I'll sneak number 6 past in the process of setting the taper spools or taper pins. This time I did not do that. I left it, and I think it's what it dropped down a little on me, and that's what was causing the problem a second ago. Okay. I lost something though somewhere, which I think might have been a good thing. I'm starting to feel like that on number 4. That on number 4, I caught a torpedo, is what went wrong there. So it started causing number 6 to act funky and bounce back and forth like it did because I was hung up on the torpedo. Now, the gin spools. Okay, Cap, I need a better. So the gin bottles on the sides of them are kind of like that, straight up and down, and they're sort of narrow. Whereas the top of the torpedo is a bit wider, and then it actually kind of goes like this. So that way it's got the bit of a taper, so when it hits, it can push up through there, and then when it hooks a lot harder. There's a lot more resistance coming down than there is if you were to be oversetting it, if that makes sense. I'm doing a very poor job articulating there, but I hope you get it just real quick. See that it's open. I'm going to go ahead and lock it now. Bloop. Trying to scoot the camera back a smidge here. I need tweezers. Tweezers, and that should be good. I can't scoot back, but so much. I need to get this cord out of my way before it causes a disaster. Oh, come on now. I guess I should do it one at a time, I suppose. So let's get the spring out. Put that out, and then there's the Christmas tree. And there is the first torpedo. I feel like I can position this camera a little better. And then I'll do a close-up as well. Spring. Christmas tree. And then a torpedo. And then this will be our first tapered pin, so I'm not going to really worry about close up or the orientation that it comes out because it's a tapered pin. Oh, you know what? That might be something in there causing me a little trouble too. I forgot it has a couple little wafers in there. I might have been where I'm like, number 3 is a tapered. I'm in a false set. So that's set, that's done, that's out of the equation. I might have been pushing through the keyway a little bit too cavalier at times and shoving a wafer in there, or not being careful with my pick placement and kind of grabbing the backside of a pin as I'm going for a different pin. Okay. Well, it jumped out. Hope you're able to see. And then there's the other torpedo. Man. And don't worry, guys, I won't make you stick around while I put it back together. And then this is going to be another tapered pin. And then this will be a gin spool. I got another one identical to this one, except it has the key is cut differently. But then I also have an oval coming that finally it has 5 torpedoes and 4 Christmas trees. I'm very, very excited to have it. If the post office will just ever bring it to me. I live in Kentucky, and then they sent it from Florida to Seattle, Washington, to then go to Kentucky. And then finally, number 7, the final tapered pin. Oh, no. 20 minutes. That's not too bad for me, because usually I'll talk for 20 minutes. So, a little over 20 minutes for a pick and a gut. That's not too bad. Just comparing me to myself, Come on, little pin. You don't have to fight with me. I'm your friend. I'm your buddy. Okay, then I'll show the milling successfully without launching anything or smacking this pinning tray to the moon and back. Is that not just pretty as can be? I really like these round cylinders. I'd like to have one that has the drill plate on the front of it or whatever. But I'll be happy to have another one. Somebody that knows, listen, what is that button? What does it do? But I'm very excited about the oval and another one of these as well. But here we go. there's the milling. And then finally, if I can touch the camera without turning it off, a close up. And then what was it? I thought I would be smart and be okay, and I already forgot. Goes like that right there. So wait a second. I think these wafers have to go with the key pin. I was about to say, if I just put them blah 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 wherever, then they don't really factor in that much, do they? There it is. ASSA 700 sideways side. You can get this. I hope you find one very soon. Because right here, 3 torpedoes. Even with that mastering, this one's still, I'm pretty sure, good for black belt rank. I'm not saying this is not a submission. I'm not like part of the LPU system or anything. I'm just as a means to track progress and approximate difficulty of different locks. I refer to that system. But yeah, man, I'm looking, real forward to getting. The other one has 3. The other round cylinder has 3 Christmas trees, 1 gin, no mastering whatsoever, and 5 torpedoes. And then the oval cylinder that has no key, but he actually made a 3D printed key for me, which is pretty cool. And they're all 3 keyed different, which I'm also excited about. But it has 5 torpedoes, no mastering, and 4 Christmas trees. And I'm, tickled shitless about that. So I hope everybody else is doing well. I hope y'all are having great leaps, strides, and progress in your picking. I'm doing all right, I guess. I can pick a lot of things I have picked, but I'm in a little bit of a slump for newer acquisitions. But the next thing is I'm going to try and go for this. Should have been like, ta-da, for this guy right here. And a while back, there was somebody that left a comment when I picked. It was either this one or it was another ASSA with that typical ASSA keyway. And they were like, man, I wish I could find one of those in that keyway because all I have is such and such, and it is much more difficult. Well, I believe that this is what they were talking about, and I agree with them. It is much, much more difficult. I'm going to try and put it like this so we can use the reflection of that yellow lock. See that? That's, none of that warding is cut. So you got to pick from that little ledge, and then you've got this other little paracentric widget that's also getting in the way there. And then this bitting is actually kind of rough because it cuts about a quarter or a third into that bar there, which represents that little rectangle there. And then as you can see, the pin sets at about the halfway point. So that first pin only moves about that much. And then the rest of these, you can see the bottom of the gin spool right there and those back 2 pins. So it's real tight in there, and it's hard to get at. Though I want to try out this Peterson reach in there and see maybe something will happen with that. And then I have the bare bones diamond pick. I think this actually might work out. The bare bones diamond pick, and I can put it in there and apply tension and lift up and crack right into a false set. The only problem with that is the same reason why I don't zip is because I gather information from everything being in like a baseline state. So even though that's a significant jump in progress, being able to lift, I don't know, like, are these set and this needs it, or did I hit the one in the back and the rest are just in the milling? And then it's fairly difficult for me, to determine that and differentiate between the pin states without losing progress or dropping a bunch of pins and dropping back out of the falset. So it's quite a challenge of a lock. I'm trying to get downs enough that it can be done on camera. I would like to show that guy off. It's pretty cool. I love this laser engraving on the side as well. But yeah, y'all, that's it. I wish you the best. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for watching. I'm pretty sure Swamp Picker is the only one that's made it this far. Oh crap, there's somebody else I wanted to say hi to in the video. Oh, Wild Bill. If you end up watching this, I'm sure I'll message you there. I'd like to have me a red and white one of these tokens. So I'm like, maybe I need to come up with my own little logo. And I was going to say, would you like to design a logo for me? Because I think that you would do a bang up job. I think for just what I've seen, and suggestions you've given to other people here recently, like, I do believe you do a very good job. And I feel like you would choose better, and like to my for like, I think you would make something I would like for myself better than something that I would have made for myself, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's it. Take care, everybody.